Hey everybody, thanks for watching again today. I wanted to do a vlog today on getting pregnant with PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. Basically, Nick and I tried for a while to get pregnant with no success. Finally, I went to my doctor. He had put me on Clomid. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Clomid. It's supposed to help you ovulate. Basically, I went on the Clomid, went to the doctors, got blood work, took a urine sample test every time. Every time it came back that it was basically not working. It had no results whatsoever on the Clomid. All my numbers came back very low. This happened for months. I don't know how many months, probably almost a year. Until finally my doctor had suggested going to see an actual fertility specialist. So I went to a fertility specialist. I went to Dr. Garza, Dr. Joseph Garza. He's with the Institute for Women in San Antonio, Texas. I loved him. Basically, with him, we were there for probably 2 months. I saw him, and he diagnosed me with polycystic ovarian syndrome. Basically told me that I'd have to go on metformin. So I went home, did some research. Everything I found on metformin was basically it's for diabetes. So I went back to him and asked him why I was on this medication. I do not have diabetes. The diabetes doesn't run in my family. I was not sure what was going on, and he basically explained to me, and I still don't understand exactly how it works, but people with PCOS have an insulin resistance similar to what a diabetic has. So the metformin essentially allows my insulin to be at a normal level, and somehow works with your hormones and allows eggs to be released. So I told him that I would do this for 3 months. And then after that, we were done trying. I was done taking medication. I don't normally take medication. I'm the type of person that would rather sit in a dark room with a headache than take a Tylenol. That's just the way I always have been and probably will always be. So I told him I would give it 3 months. After that, we were done. We got on the metformin. The very last week of May, it was almost the Memorial Day weekend of May, I went back to the Dr. Garza I believe it was the second week of June, and did a urine sample. The girl tells me that I'm not pregnant. No surprise, I've heard this so many times before. I'm on my way home and she calls me back. Tells me there's a tiny line that it's a possibility I may be pregnant. So she wants me to come back to do blood work just to confirm. And voila, after being on metformin for 3 weeks, I ended up pregnant. This doesn't often happen. I know a lot of people will get on the metformin and are still on it for long periods of time. Some never become pregnant at all, and sometimes miscarriages happen. I was fortunate enough that I was on the metformin for 12 weeks when the baby latched on, as the doctor called it, and I was basically out of the red zone where miscarriage was possible. So that was essentially me being pregnant with Julia and how I got pregnant with Julia. From 5 weeks to 12 weeks, I had a ultrasound every day just to make sure things were looking good. He monitored my weight very closely. I managed to lose a lot of weight in that first couple weeks. I did not have morning sickness, and I never really got morning sickness. Julia did not like fast food. And that was essentially my morning sickness through my entire pregnancy, including that first month or that first trimester. I remember going to jury duty, and I stopped to get a Bill Miller's breakfast taco, one of my favorites. And literally, as soon as I ate it, it came right back up. And I learned quickly at that time that any greasy foods was just not going to work. I count this to probably why I lost weight during my entire pregnancy. I ended up gaining at the end, it was like 18 or 19 pounds at the end of my pregnancy. I was actually back to my pre-pregnancy weight quickly after delivering. I think it was within 2 weeks. The first time I went to go get McDonald's after that, I realized it just does not taste good. After not being able to eat it for 9 months, I really couldn't. I actually ate a hamburger and got sick that entire night. It was not fun. So it's a little bit about how I got pregnant with PCOS. If anybody has questions about metformin, I am totally pro metformin right now. I had no side effects. I took it slowly as my doctor had prescribed, taking it one pill for, I think it was 3 or 4 days, and then upping it to 2 pills. I eventually was on 800 milligrams of metformin a day. Thank God with no side effects, but I could not wait to get off the metformin. If you have not seen the pill, it is a horse pill. It does not taste good, so if you don't get it swallowed the first time, it is not fun. But I basically wanted to put a video out there to let you guys know who have PCOS, might have it, to ask about it. It's becoming more and more common now that people with PCOS are being put on metformin, but I guess some doctors are still skeptical about it. Like I said, I had phenomenal results. I don't know if that's typical or what the average is. And the exciting news is, and I've been debating on putting this on the vlog or not, is we went back to the doctor again. Julia is now 3 months today, to talk about having our second child. We had a lot of issues getting pregnant with Julia, and there's just a lot of stuff between both Nick and I, and mostly myself. So we figured, let's have our children quick and close together. We did a lot of research on it. There's some pros and there's some cons, and Nick and his brother are 13 months apart and are really great friends. So we're hoping that maybe Julia and her younger sibling will be good friends as well, if it's possible. I have made a commitment that I'll do it for 6 months to be on the pills. If it doesn't happen within 6 months, then I'm just going to say, okay, we're meant to have one, and if God chooses to bless us with another one by surprise later on, that's great. And if not, I think Nick and I would be very happy that we have one very healthy little girl. My pregnancy was pretty normal, except the end. And I plan on vlogging a little bit about my pregnancy and what I went through for those 40 weeks exactly. And basically that 26 hours of labor that I got to experience with you in probably tomorrow's vlog. I will talk to you then.